hello, hello, and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. The trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday, and previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and dropping you some extra content on Monday. I am, of course, your host, that guy, James J., alongside the leader of Squad Squad, Kaliko Yachts.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman. I'm the one that up the score with them. I'm sorry, that Juneteenth shit is just gonna be running with me the rest of the year. I'm sorry. It's just...
I mean, yeah, it's already July at this point.
Oh, that song is the song of California. That is the official California love song now. It supplanted California love. But I digress.
And the American Scooter Dust.
Hey, hey.
And it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with a watch-along. Bret Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid from Monday Night Raw, July 11th, 1994. That was, what, 30 years ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30
I,
years ago.
I remember watching this one live.
And
yeah.
As of this recording, that was the 11th was a couple of days ago. So, yeah. Very on top.
So excited I jumped ahead.
So you could watch this match with us. You can find the way you're gonna want to watch it is pull out your Betamaxes, your VHSs, your DVDs, fire up the network, pull out your Peacock, Netflix and chill, or more accurately, go into the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox, click the link. The match will start at 000. Put the volume lower, obviously, so you could watch it with us.
HBO Max and Climax, your Hulu and Do You.
Ooh, Hulu and Do You. I like that.
Denture Cream and Scream, Scooter and Cooter.
And,
Get in the zone.
Okay, that's going to be one of those watch-longs. You should be at 000. When I say 1, when I say 1, press start or use ready. Yay,
See.
we're ready. 3, 2, 1, and here we go. I love how on the floor they have the 1, 2, 3 in the lights. It's very aesthetically pleasing. So with that good 90s mullet.
And the eyebrows that grew back. If I remember, this is what, this December 94 or February 94?
July 94.
July. Okay, so 6 months after 1-2-3 Kid has his first ever title reign with Marty Jannetty at the start of 94 on the 1-year anniversary of Raw.
I mean, this feels like as 90s Raw as you could get. You have the Ica Pro banner. Howard fucking Finkel is announcing. You had girls with cue cards, Raw girls,
yes,
as they're called. And all Hebner is your fucking referee.
Oh, and the fireworks. Oh my God. But you know what was funny? It was, I always wondered, like, what the fuck did he do to get the title shot?
Oh, he beat Nikolai Volkov.
So that's all you needed to
I
beat?
remember.
He
Yeah.
beat Prime Razor Ramon, didn't get a title shot. Beats the old ass Nikolai Volkov, gets a title shot.
Yep, that is exactly.
And there's Owen and Jim because they feel like, yeah, I remember this part because, I mean, this was setting up their feud for the title in SummerSlam.
Yeah, that would be 1 month later. Jim Ross and Randy Savage is on a commentary as well.
And you know what's crazy? They got rid of Tony Schiavone because he had a southern draw and got a Midwest dude who got a deeper draw than he did. But, I mean, Bret, I mean, you know what's crazy though? I think most people are now starting to appreciate Bret the older they get. Because keep in mind, everybody thought Shawn Michaels was a GOAT. I mean, everybody was just Team Shawn.
I mean, yeah, because
it seems
Shawn
like they're
Michaels
having
had the
a stroke
personality.
of genius.
And to Bret's credit, I mean, his title run here was like underrated because he made everybody look good.
I mean, it was just a weird time in WWE as a whole. This was when the whole steroid trial was going on, and Vince McMahon wasn't necessarily there as well.
I mean, that ain't the point. The point was just that, like, This was that transition of going from big bulky characters to limber guys who could actually wrestle.
And then who would be the champion after Bret Hart? Kevin Nash.
If I am remembering correctly, this is actually the first ever face versus face championship match on Raw.
And
pretty much. I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, because 1-2-3 Kid was a face. Everybody liked him because he looked like one of them kids from Home Improvement, which was popping at the time.
He would not turn heel until 95.
Yeah.
With Money Inc.
A heel run, I don't necessarily think people wanted.
It did make sense. I mean, to be quite honest. The scrawny kid who's been not picked, who's been like underdogged all his life, finally gets recruited by the $1 Million Corporation.
Funny enough, 2 days prior, on an episode of WCW Saturday Night, a guy by the name of Terror Horizon made his debut.
The other matches on this card would be Owen Shyster defeated Ray Hudson. Razor Ramon would defeat Scooter's favorite, Barry Horowitz. And Cross would defeat a very young Matt Hardy.
Now, this is where the WWF needs to get back to that stuff. I mean, they've been getting back to it as of late with Braun Breaker, but having like guys face jobber talent or I would say enhancement talent, like that makes them look good. Because it gets you invested in the guy for once.
This was also a time where multiple hours of television were taped at a time.
Also keep in mind that this Raw right here is maybe an hour a week. So, you know.
Oh, yeah, it was dopest hour ever. Because it was like at 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
One time I could stay up late at 10 years old. Like,
so, but
fucking hopping it.
What I'm meaning is Raw is 3 hours now. So you can't necessarily have 3 hours of, jobber matches. Back then you could do 2, maybe 3 jobber matches and have one, main event like this.
Well, I would say sprinkle it in. Like I wouldn't say all of it be jobber
Great kick.
matches, but oh, nice kick.
And if I'm recalling correctly, this was not the main event of the show.
No, I believe it was.
Yeah, because on Superstars they would have the marquee matchup, so to speak, first, and then they'd follow it up with enhancement talent matches.
Yeah, but that was the Saturday main event format, I would say.
No, I'm talking about Superstars at noon. They would start with the advertised match people wanted to see, and then the rest would be filler essentially.
This took place in Pennsylvania, and the attendance was
Fernwood.
1,600. AEW would
Good
kill
old
for
Fernwood.
attendance like that.
I mean,
This is one of
look
the
at Macho Man. Watch this action.
This is one of the most highly regarded matches in Raw history. Even to the fact where if you go watch CM Punk versus Darby Allin at All Out, you will see some remnants of this match in that match. So it has inspired a lot of people.
I mean, because it's the perfect blend of the veteran. It's kind of like trying to be serious, but not too serious. Like Brett was a serious champion, and it wasn't like he was wrestling down to the level of the wrestler. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
He actually had this guy look like he could legit win the match. And we've been through this before. Like when Okada was in New Japan, he would sometimes wrestle to the level of his opponent because he feels like he's better than them. And
Right.
Brett is not. Brett is the guy that was like he could sell anybody stuff and actually make it look like it legit hurts.
Well, you
I
saw
mean,
that.
even with Diesel, he was like
Oh,
getting tossed around like a rag doll, and it was just like, he was a great stylistic technician.
Well, you saw at the beginning of the match, he was maybe taking things a little lighter, a little less serious, and then 1, 2, 3 is popping off, and now you could see that he's a little bit more aggressive here. He's shutting it down.
Exactly.
This is actually
I mean, yeah, it's like ever since that Spain kick out the ring, he's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is five moves of Doom, Brett.
You could actually see like a little, like slightly heel tactics from Bret. Even in his facial expressions.
I mean, that's just like big brother beating up a little brother type shit.
Which is ironic because Owen came out earlier.
Right. So it's like, yeah, good look, but now it's over. And it just showed that, it's 1, 2, 3 Kid had heart. I just wish they had named him something other than 1, 2, 3 Kid. But
I mean, let's see. Cannonball Kid, Kamikaze Kid, Lightning Kid, and then the Kid. I mean, is it really any better than a Kid?
Or 6.
All right. Next up, we have Velveteen Dream versus a Kid.
Oh,
no,
you stop it.
No. Although, you know what? He had some of his best work at 6, though. He was in his bag at 6.
I could. Is it really the best
no,
work if it's in the woods?
I mean, Cruiserweight Champion 6 was in his bag.
Yeah, but he got relegated to only being cruiserweight. You
That's
really
the
didn't.
problem. And you were saying he really didn't.
That's
And,
what.
and if you, that was a little bit of a botch, but a nice save.
Oh
Look at the
yeah, that's
crowd go,
right. Look at Honest Brett. Honest Brett.
and the crowd,
Look at Honest Brett.
and you could see the crowd's just going wild, even with the volume turned down. You could see like they're really into this.
Look at him. He's like, oh man, he had his foot on the ropes. You got no, I can't do the right thing.
I mean, this was only
3 years,
94. We wouldn't see,
what? 4 years later, he's spitting on Vince McMahon.
Yeah, and we wouldn't see we would not see see an actual WWF championship change hands until 3 years later on Raw.
That was Kevin. No, no.
Sid and Brett. Sid and Brett.
Sid and Brett.
Yes, Sid.
Because Sid beat Brett, right?
Yes, the night after Final Four.
And then Sid lost to Michaels.
No, Sid lost it to Takeover.
Sid lost to
Undertaker. Other one. Okay.
That is a great outfit on.
Think about that.
On Savage.
With that Slim Jim.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, this is July '94. Savage is a couple of months away from his WCW debut. This is right around, literally, when Hogan was appearing on WCW TV.
Yep. And I just remember they would show the WWF commercials, try to show like the old heads. They decrypted them as old timers, and I'm like, God damn, way to treat your legends, motherfucker. This was petty. This was a petty son of a bitch in 94, 95, boy. But I mean, look at him with the chokehold, and now he's trying to raise him up because, and then the match. Honest Brett, man, honest Brett.
Rear chin lock. Where it was a heel, nice. It was a chokehold.
Hey, look at that.
Crucifix. Ooh.
That backslide.
That was a great elbow.
I like how Macho Man, so close yet so far. What an elbow. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Macho gave it like some intensity. I mean, but this was before even like Jim Ross got in his bag as a commentator, though.
Right. I think 96 is when he started to wear the cowboy hat.
Like when they let him actually do his stuff thizzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he also, was let go at one point.
He was fired multiple
was,
times.
Yes.
If you really think about it, the 1-2-3 Kid is kind of at the heart of the Monday Night Wars. If it wasn't for Kevin Nash talking about Eric Bischoff firing him, I don't think he goes back to the WWE. And the modern incarnation of DX never happens.
That's a good question.
Oh, the post Shawn Michaels.
If X-Pac never went to WWE, Who? Let's say it's Triple H and the New Age Outlaws. Who would have been that fourth man? That's a good question.
Well,
Ooh.
you need something surprising, so
Mabel.
Mabel. Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Owen.
Could have been Owen.
Mm.
You know what I
Especially
hated though?
because-
They used this as his finishing move, a backwards moonsault.
Yeah.
And Brett thanks his lucky. I like how Macho Man thanks his lucky stars that he kicked out of that one. Now this is where the kid should have just went for the cover, got a power bomb.
Yeah.
What 120 soaking wet, picking up 250 like it's nothing.
Well, he didn't get all
So
of
that
the
just-
power bomb. I'll say that. It wasn't a
that's-
full power bomb.
But that's my point. Brett made that kid look good. That he sold an actual power bomb from a kid who looks like he couldn't even. He'd pull a bicep pulling up toilet tissue. So and this is when they started doing those high risk moves. Look at that.
I don't know if Brett countered or if the kid missed.
Yes. Somewhere Rob Van Dam is like, oh really?
Hold my beer.
Oh my beer.
Hold my bong.
That isn't that
Hold
good
the
stuff?
ball.
That's an
Hold the
accurate
Dutch. Hold pass this Dutch. Look at that. Front flip.
This is
Like,
the
what
Harlem
the
Hangover.
fuck? Why is this dude this dude's just flipping all over the place. He does 3 flips in a row. And then here's Brad coming with the sharpshooter.
And that has to be it. Oh, no. His hand
Nope,
well,
grabs the ropes. Good job. And he lets go. Look at
But
honest
then-
Brett.
But then
Honest Brett. Not so honest. And then look at Brett. Takes them elbow bands off. I'm gonna whoop your ass for real, bitch. Gave him the forearm. He said, fuck all this playing shit. Snap suplex. No, hangs him up.
going for that superplex.
So, I mean, I'm just trying to figure out how come he gets so much hate.
Oh,
One, two. Oh, the ref was late counting. The ref was late. His suspenders got caught. Oh, look at that kick. And then look at this. He takes him to the turnbuckle. Nope.
Not
That
today.
he's just throwing himself all over the place. I'm just saying. Just tossing he's tossing himself all over the place. No need. And then the nice bulldog. Oh, that hurt. He held it all the way out. That's what makes it good. That could have been it right there. Because 1, 2, 3 kids just throwing himself and crashing and burning. Jeff Hardy like, shit, he's my idol. Doing all this flipping.
Well, I mean,
shit.
hey, Jeff Hardy might have been backstage. Matt Hardy was on this card, so.
Yeah, true that. Now, this is my question. Is this his best match? And this is, I'm talking about Six's best match.
It has to be.
Really?
He caught him.
Tap.
Caught him, immediately tapped out.
Yeah. He had to because this fucker jumped. He's been flipping all over the goddamn ring. What you expect?
His back was killing
Fucking
him
jumping
before he got on the
jackrabbit
rope.
out here. Jumping jackrabbit. And then, but it's a sign of respect. Macho Man gives you the standing ovation. It tells you everything you need to know. But 1, 2, 3 Kid lost this match himself, flipping all over the place. flipping out the ring, in the ring, on the turnbuckle, through the ropes, through the. I'm like, God damn, dude.
I wonder if this could have led to maybe 1, 2, 3 getting a title shot or getting a title reign. You know, you don't necessarily do this for somebody that, you know, you don't believe in.
But that's the thing. Brett gave him the catalyst, but that's why I said I think WCW 6 was in his bag. Like when he was him versus Malenko, him versus Guerrero, I could think of like just them two off the rip was tight. Him versus the Guerrero match was a nice. It was just a luchador's dream. That match.
Well, I think we could all agree, as great as the cruiserweight division was in WCW, you were never going to get any higher. You were always going to be a mid-card performer. You were never going to get to the Hulk Hogan level.
I mean, unless, you know,
True.
El Dandy, you know, Ric Flair had, carried through on his El Dandy. No. I remember it was, you know, Bret Hart who used out El Dandy. The closest thing we ever got to a cruiserweight actually breaking into the main event in WCW was Rey Mysterio, Ric Flair. It was a random draw where El Dandy was the one who got his number picked, and Ray took his place because El Dandy got like attacked or something. But and of course, this was Rey Mysterio without his mask.
So we're talking about like in the 2000s,
late 90s. This is spring break.
So well after WCW lost the Monday Night Raws.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, look at it. Look at this match. It was the 1, 2, 3 Kid, clearly a cruiserweight, versus the world champion. He would have never gotten that opportunity in WCW when it was at peak Hulk Hogan NWO.
See, there was no such thing as a cruiserweight at this point.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's why this run would be better than the WCW one, because you could only go up rather than you could stay at a top, but there's a lot bigger tops if you were maybe 50 pounds heavier.
Yeah, I mean, true, but keep in mind at WWE or WWF's time frame in this time period was smaller, leaner, longer matches.
Right.
So of course it would fit into, you know what I'm saying? They were trying to get away from the big, bulky steroid motherfuckers, albeit because of the trial. It's like a happy accident in a sense.
Right. Well,
because keep in mind, Shawn Michaels and fucking Bret weren't seen as those guys, right?
No.
So, you know, so it was just and if without that, you wouldn't get it often because all of them were roughly the same build.
Yeah, definitely. All right. That will conclude our coverage of this watch along. Thank you so much for watching with us. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment. But on YouTube and Castbox, this was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us this Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kaliko?
I'm Kaliko as I'm trying to dig through this Rolodex and figure out all these goddamn matches I missed. Jesus Christ. Help me. Help me, Lord Jesus.
And where can we find Scooter?
As always, find me on X at Scooter Dust.
For Coleco Yachts and Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.